London Conference condemns without reservation the Soviet siege of the American embassy in Afghanistan and considers that it was a brazen attempt to bring unbearable pressure upon the United States in the build-up to the Geneva summit. This conference demands that the United States and the West never weaken under such threats, Soviet threats and Soviet intimidation.
Mrs. Scott, I believe you meant Pakistan, sir, is that correct? The Soviet siege where?
In Afghanistan.
In Afghanistan.
Mrs. Potter, do you agree to accept that?
Yes.
And the other members?
Yes.
Could you give me written this?
Why don't you cut it out now, just include the real wording?
Yes, good. Mr. Quire.
I would like one thing to be added in this resolution. Nobody mentioned in this 2 days conference this about the abducted children. Now about 75,000 innocent children, they've been taken from their parents and they are taking them to Soviet Union, Soviet Russia, especially in Soviet Russia, East Germany, and Cuba. They are educating them and brainwashing them. In future, in world, they will be trained as a terrorist and puppets. That's serious crime. We should condemn them that, and we are against that. From these 75,000 children, it's about 25,000 of them from Afghanistan, Afghan children.
Mr. Quire, I hope that I am speaking on behalf of all that we wholeheartedly support your proposition. Dr. Ramishvili.
Dr. Ramishvili, Georgia. I would like two very short additions, if we could, kindly. Firstly, the release of all the persecuted Helsinki monitoring groups, and mentioning there Ukrainian, Lithuanian, Armenian, Georgian, and the others, you see, the firstly. Secondly, to allow the repatriation home of the deported 300,000 Meshetians. They're the Georgian Muslims, the oldest Georgian tribe, and also the deported Crimean Tatars and the Volga Germans. They should be allowed to return home. Crimean, that's right. But the Meshetians have been forgotten by everybody. There are 300,000, and they are our own people. Thank you.
Mr. Wallace? Who wanted? Please.
Mrs. Potter, I would like to ask you and the delegates to please include, when you talk about UNO, that this organization also supports KISAN, K-I-S-A-N, which is the new organization of the Mosquito Indians, the first one that they have been able to form without the help of the Sandinista. And at this point, my wife is not here because she is trying desperately to make a communications point, because the Minister of Interior, which is the police in Nicaragua, is trying desperately to break that particular organization up. And she felt it was more responsible for her to be there than to hear. So please, let the record show that that this organization, ABN, EFC, does recognize KISAN, K-I-S-A-N, which is the legitimate Mosquito Indian Organization of Nicaragua.
Thank you, Mr. Walls. I have only to remind that these resolutions are on behalf of Anti-Bolshevik Bloc of Nations Conference, and EFC has issued its statement, which we had already accepted before. I would now suggest that all these proposals, until now submitted, be included, and Mrs. Potter would be so kind as to edit them, and I would now, there was already suggestions made that we have to accept, this was moved for acceptance. Is there anybody to second? Dr. Gorchev seconds. Is somebody in the hall who is against these resolutions? No. Please, who is for? I understand that it is accepted unanimously. Thank you very much for all your cooperation. Please remain a bit seated. We have now finished this section of our conference. The conference is yet not finished. We are invited now for a dinner. We will enjoy our dinner. During the dinner, please, who would like tomorrow to address the demonstration in front of the Russian embassy, please put your name on the list. We need speakers, loud speakers like our Mr. Morgan, Mr. Wallace, and with strong voices we had today Dr. Hyde and many others who had such a strong voice, and Mr. Habib Mayer, of course. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will adjourn and we will have dinner. We are all invited. Please, before you leave, I would like to say that Mr. Glogowski from League gave us 2 statues of late Patriarch Slipey, Cardinal Slipey, Ukrainian Patriarch, and they will be presented tomorrow, but he is leaving today, so we are thankful to him for this, his gracious gifts, and now we adjourn.
Thank you very much for mentioning Croatia in the AFC.